Good morning, welcome to a morning outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday, the 16th of May. So let's have a look at the upcoming news first, and just click on the calendar here and today. And there isn't a great deal here. We've got the monetary policy report hearings. This is from Bank of England and the NBC meters. Start again on that. They're the hearings in front of the Parliamentary's Treasury Committee, so Parliament there. So they can really get things going. Now it's got 3:15 on here. Occasionally that seems to start beforehand. It may be that different members are speaking before that, but anyway, it is time for 3:15. It can create volatility because it will discuss in more detail the state of play, and questions may be asked which are quite deep and searching. So there we go, 3:15. Watch out for that on the pound. Aside of that, very little here. In fact, this week it's not the busiest, he says. Bit of retail sales tomorrow. There's a bit of inflation in retail sales, so you might see some volatility. Got the Australian parliamentary elections coming up next week, so next weekend, so may create some volatility there. Okay, let's move on and have a look at these markets then, and look at the Forex markets first as ever. Euro dollar. Well, euro's just been continuing selling off most of last week. A bit of a bounce on Friday. Let's have a look at a bigger picture on this actually, just so you can see where we are relative to prior lows there now, and we're just so close to the absolute 2017 low, sitting around that sort of area now, not too far off it, but as I say, catching a little bounce. I was wondering last week whether we'll get a bit of a slingshot round here or a turn, but well, we're seeing a minor one. We've had a double bottom here, a bit slow now on the hourlies. Maybe it's in for more downside in the correction. It's just not been doing too much during the Asian session. The pound is certainly with a lower high this morning on this time frame, certainly looks bearish, and pretty bearish overall. In fact, I'm coming back to the monthly now. Let's go back to the daily, would be good. And so daily there, lower highs, lower lows running through there, and well, just really looking like this. In fact, I will come back out a little bit for the monthly, and there are some key lows that might be approached this week, and well, certainly there could be a targets down to those sort of levels at least. But this morning, certainly 4 hourly here, this is going to finish really quite a bearish look there to it. Lower highs coming through there, so bearish overall on the pound. Yep, looking soft at the moment. That's the pound. Dollar yen. Yen benefited a little bit. The US dollar slightly softer against the yen. The yen had seen some money into it last week. Friday it gave back some, the dollar strengthening further, but well, question is today, can it roll over and continue to this downside, or are we going to see it carry on pushing past? Quite a bearish reversal bar on this trend here, so key reversal bar, so break of the lows. Could see it coming back and testing the monthly pivot at least. So yen, Aussie dollar. Aussie's taken a bit of a caning over the Asian session here. Friday managed a half decent bounce, but already, well, it ran into the daily 8 there and has pretty much rolled over. Daily 8, the weekly pivot, the whole shebang there, and again is looking pretty bearish as we start the week here at the moment. So a soft view would prefer to be on the downside there. Canadian dollar, higher lows, higher highs. It's the US dollar CAD, the US dollar again proving stronger largely, although well, yep, we have got a key reversal on the low here and perhaps that will signify further upside, but it's just hanging in there at the moment. A break below the 21, the 60-minute 21 here could signify a bit more strengthening of the CAD against the US dollar, but it's not looking great at the moment. Okay, that's the majors there. Let's go and have a look at gold. Now silver, for those that are keen on silver, silver's following suit largely. Gold, for me, remains to the downside here at the moment. It's not really doing any good at all. Lower highs, lower lows running through, and well, it started the new week with a very soft view here. So ending last week quite range bound and tight in a bit of a triangle. It's popped towards the upper side of that, but rolled off pretty quickly and does look soft in the bigger picture. So it's gold, to say silver, not a great deal of difference here. You're going to see when it eventually comes here, there's some data missing, but again, still looking quite bearish there. Okay, oil. Oil slipped back last week a little bit, but not much. It was pushing up towards the highs there. It slipped back from last week, I should say. Running into those prior highs there. Went in pretty well on Friday, actually closed up quite tight, but slipped off there. It's still, I mean, I would be looking at buying into that weekly pivot, depending on when it does it. If it does it into that sort of area, maybe an opportunity, but it looks like it already wants to go. Quite shallow retracements. The last couple of retracements here, much bigger retracement back there, but quite shallow, suggesting the momentum really is to the upside. It could go off earlier this morning, but my preference always for Western Texas is to trade it in the afternoon when the market's open. Okay, that's Western Texas. Let's switch markets now, have a look through into well, cryptocurrencies, and we're looking at Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin, I've actually got it on a weekly view here, just looking at what's happened. Let's just change views. I was just looking at the bounce over the weekend on into that S1 area, but let's come back down to a daily chart here. What's happening, and well, this morning certainly not hanging on to any gains made over the weekend. Did see that there was some buying coming through the weekend, but we're back below 30,000, and it, to me, technically it still looks very weak. Yes, it's had a bounce off that bigger pivot, but still looking pretty weak. It's below its monthly S2, and it's not now, for me, is not the right time to be looking to buy it for sure, and it still sits on the sell list effectively. Ethereum, no difference here really. It's a very similar picture, as you'll see when we run through most of these markets. They've had a bit of buying coming through. The retail side of things probably largely they're driving the upside, and this is the time to buy because it's cheaper. Brigade will be out there for sure, but it might not be at the bottom quite yet, and it might be better to be patient if you're looking to buy. Binance, the same picture right the way through on these markets. So yeah, can't really change a tune on cryptos at the moment. Let's switch markets here and have a look at the indices. Down on the futures, certainly this morning I saw the S&P's down. Let's have a look at the CSI 300 Hong Kong market. Bearish old bar it closed on. I do always check to make sure the market's actually sitting open. It is sitting open. It is the 16th. That's fine. So many holidays it seems. The Nikkei, well, Nikkei gapped up and ended up closing down there, up for the day, but again, I'm still sort of looking at these markets thinking they've got further downside. It's just the timing. Might not be far off on some of these. Nifty 50, well, consolidating around its lows here at the moment. just looking at it, really, it just we may have to come out to a bigger time frame on Nifty 50. There we go. So what we had, 1, 2, 3, we've had that sort of retracement, pulled back pretty well, but to me it just looks soft. The S1 could be a target eventually if we can break those previous lows there. So soft old view there on the Nifty 50. US markets, let's just run through those briefly. And the futures are open, and well, S&P is selling off, and as it is the Dow and the Nasdaq. So all three markets heading south again. Maybe opportunities to jump aboard those at some point. Maybe better off to look at the European markets this morning though. Let's switch over to the DAX. It's opened up pretty well, but couldn't, and pushed up, but it's down at the moment, looking soft. It's in this sort of channel with lower highs, lower lows. It does look soft there. FTSE, oops, sorry, let's come back to that in a moment. In fact, it won't make any difference. Lower highs, lower lows through here on the CAC. Yeah, not looking particularly good either. I might wait until tomorrow to see some opportunity there. Morning, Joyce. See some opportunities coming through there on the CAC, but it certainly looks soft at the moment. I will finish on the FTSE, he says, not the Nasdaq, the FTSE. It'll be good. FTSE ended up on a good day on Friday, but well, I expect this will be opening downwards. It had such a strong old day Friday. As I say, it remains the darling of all the markets. If there are up days, it seems to be catching pretty well at the moment, but it's still putting these lower highs in. And we could, as I say, I'm sure this morning with the European markets down, it'll be a similar case here with selling, and maybe even further downside yet, back to the lows. It's, as I say, it is the favoured one, but or the favourite one maybe, but either way, or the special one, whichever. Today it's probably going to be following the track of everyone else. There we go. Have a great one. I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now. There